Hello and welcome to Prairie Ballistics. My name's Jerry.
And I'm Gary, and today we're using my .22 Henry again, long rifle, H001. We're testing at 25 yards, 50 yards, and 100 yards. And we're testing variations of the quiet bullet. Okay, so here's our CCI quiets we're testing today. Here's the shorts. Long rifle and the segmented hollow points, and then our regular .22 long rifle. Okay, these are .22 shorts, CCI at 25 yards. Yeah, I was told not to say that. These are .22 long rifle quiets, CCI. They're a little bit louder. Now, I've never fired these before. The CCI quiets, .22 long rifle, segmented hollow point. It appears that the grouping is much tighter with these rounds. Now we have a Champion 22 long rifle, copper plated hollow point, high velocity. First couple of shots were high, and then over to the left. Certainly dropped off. It's at the bottom of the whole target. A little bit higher. Like they literally dropped right off the board almost. Or not off the board, but off the target. Okay. 50 yards, these 22 short quiets went from here all the way down here. Even though these are classified as quiets, I still recommend hearing protection, especially if you're shooting in an enclosed area. Back to the 22 long rifle quiets. They're a little better than the shorts, obviously, but they also dropped down from where they were before. They were up in here before. These segmented quiets took a whole new direction. They were up here before. Now they've dropped down all down over here. Same height as the 22 long quiets, but quite different. We're at 100 yards now, so my aim point is going to be up here. We're expecting the quiets to end up way down here somewhere, so that's why we've added additional targets, just to see if we can pick up where they go. These 22 short quiets are definitely not a long range bullet. Here's our aim point way up here. So we got 4 out of 5 on paper at least, so here and there. The long rifle quiets, as expected, they came up to here. Had one flyer, that'd be me. So our aim point again up here. Pretty good grouping for these quiets, the long rifle. The segmented long rifle, they're up in the same area as the other long rifle quiets, except they're all over the place. We got one down here, another one here, one way up here, and 2 probably in the middle here. Same aim point from way up there and way down here. Okay, back to the Champion 22 long rifle, 36 grain, high velocity. Originally sighted in with this gun 50 yards. We're down from our aim point, which makes sense, but kind of scattered here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Now we're going to do some power tests against 4-liter milk jugs filled with water. 4 of these jugs simulate 12 to 16 inches of ballistic gel, and 12 inches is the minimum FBI recommended penetration for defensive handgun rounds, which is why I use this test. They'll be covered with 4 layers of cotton cloth on the first jug to simulate heavy clothing or fur. Heavy clothing or fur can affect penetration. We'll see how they do. Here we go.
First shot, short. Second shot, long, quiet.
So what do we got here? We got 2 exit holes in the first jug. We got 2 entrance holes in the second jug. We have one exit up here, second one. One entrance in the third one. See that? And an exit on the third one right here. And there is no damage on the fourth one. See what we got inside. There's the short. The long rifle quiet has exited.
Now for the segmented hollow points. Right there.
One exit hole in the back. One entrance hole in the front. The second jug. One exit hole in the back on the second jug. And an entrance hole in the front of the third jug. And a dimple on the back. And no damage on the fourth. And there's the bullet.
Back to the Champions, regular 22 long rifle. Here's the entrance.
There's the exit. Entrance. Exit. Entrance. Oh. And there appears to be a bullet. Inside of the third jug, there's a bullet on the ground. That's the segmented quiet. A bullet on the backside, which is the Federal Champion.
Back to segmented quiet, this time without the cloth in the front.
What have we got here? Nothing appears to... Nothing appears to have exited the second jug. The third one is still the same. There's the inside of the first jug. A segment of the quiet is in there. Inside of the second jug, there's a bullet in there. So here's the CCI 22 short lead round nose. Quiet, basically unaffected. This one was fired into the cloth. This is the CCI 22 long rifle, quiet, segmented hollow point, fired into the cloth, and you can see it has not segmented. I think what the cloth did is they gummed up the head, prevented it from fragmenting. Here is a Federal 22 hollow point. It has mushroomed slightly, but nothing too serious. And here is the 22 quiet segmented hollow point into a bare jug. The cloth did not get in the way. It was able to fragment. Very nice.
Okay, my thoughts today. Obviously, depending on application for whatever bullet you're using or whatever, like a 22 short out at 100 yards is a waste of time. These are pretty accurate at 25 yards. Same with the longs. They're kind of limited to 25 to 50 yards. And the segmented, same thing. Obviously these longs are a little better out at 100 yards. And again, if you want to, whatever brand you pick, sight your gun into that and go from there. If you're going to change to a different type of bullet, you obviously have to re-sight your gun in. If you're going to be, all of these are great for like in the yard possibly, gophers, or kind of, they're nice and quiet, not bothering too many people from that point. Just safety though, you still got to consider where you're shooting and keep that in mind.
Here are my thoughts on these CCI quiets. I think the 22 shorts are too inaccurate and too wimpy to be used at ranges much beyond 25 yards. The segmented hollow points are inconsistent. They do not segment if there's any kind of heavy barrier or cloth or fur in the way. They're really only best against very thin-skinned targets, which is why I prefer these ones. The 22 quiet lead round nose. I find they have decent penetration, very consistent, and I like the grouping at 100 yards. That's about all I have to say on the subject. Until next time, shoot safe, shoot well, and shoot often. This is Jerry from Prairie Ballistics, signing off.
In case some of you are wondering why Jerry doesn't like to show his face, he's actually quite shy.